When we looked at the 2026 State of Data Integrity and AI Readiness results, two themes stood out immediately, and they're deeply connected. First, AI excitement is clearly outpacing organizational readiness. And second, skill shortages remain one of the biggest barriers to real progress. And these two things explain each other. More than half of organizations now say that AI is the primary force shaping their data programs. AI isn't experimental anymore. It's influencing strategy at the core of the business. But as AI moves closer to the center, gaps that were once tolerable around data quality, governance, measurement, and skills suddenly become critical. Here's the tension that data makes impossible to ignore. The vast majority of leaders say they have the infrastructure, data, governance, and skills needed for AI. And yet, those same areas are cited as their biggest obstacles. That's not confusion, it's a confidence reality gap. What's happening is that many organizations assess readiness at the wrong altitude. They see platforms, pilots, and tooling and mistake availability for maturity. Pilots succeed in controlled conditions, but when AI moves into production, optimism collides with operational reality. Measurement is usually the first thing to fracture. Most organizations say AI aligns to their business goals, but only a fraction can actually prove it in business terms. Without that measurement backbone, prioritization becomes fuzzy, funding becomes unstable, and teams struggle to justify why promising pilots should become durable capabilities. So, when leaders say we're AI ready, what they often mean is we're capable in pockets, not that we can operate AI reliably and repeatedly at scale. This is where skills come in and why they amplify everything else. More than half of leaders say skills are their top need for AI readiness, yet fewer than 4 in 10 feel prepared with the right AI skills and training. What's important here is no single skill gap dominates. The shortages are spread evenly across the life cycle: engineering, governance, responsible AI, and business translation. That tells us this isn't a hiring problem, it's a systems problem. Organizations underestimate how many connected capabilities it takes to move from experimentation to production. And one of the most underestimated skills is translation, the ability to connect business intent to AI outcomes and explain the results in terms leaders can actually act on. When those connective skills are missing, every other issue gets worse. Skill shortages don't just slow progress, they multiply risk. One of the most striking findings is how optimistic leaders remain about AI returns despite these readiness gaps. Optimism isn't wrong, but it can be dangerous without foundations. In practice, the fastest path to ROI often runs through slower, less glamorous work: governance, measurement, skills, and operating models that treat data integrity as a discipline, not a cleanup task. But what gives me optimism is that these gaps are fixable. Organizations that invest in durability, not just speed, consistently outperform those trying to retrofit foundations later. If you take one thing away from this year's findings, let it be this: AI readiness isn't purchased, it's earned through consistency, capability, and trust. I encourage you to explore the full 2026 State of Data Integrity and AI Readiness report and reflect on where confidence and reality may be drifting apart in your organization.